In today's episode, I want to talk about disappointment. More specifically, I want to talk about how to handle disappointment as a creative. Because if disappointment is not dealt with correctly, disappointment can cheat you out of the future that you deserve. Let's talk about it. Now, last I looked, it's been about 2 years since I uploaded to this channel, and I have a good reason for that, and that's because life has been lifing. Since my last upload, I found myself in the middle of a medical crisis, grieving the loss of an ending season of my life. I was propositioned with an opportunity of a lifetime that would ignite all of my creative good feels, and it vanished without explanation. I was fighting feelings of being disregarded on two fronts, in my personal life and on the job. I had lost all of my hope. And I don't need to tell you that that's not a good place to be emotionally and mentally. But the good news is I'm finding myself coming out on the other side. And I'm wondering why now? Why do I feel this push to press record when I am still just trying to feel my way through? And I think what it is that I feel like I'm supposed to invite others to come along this journey. I can't be the only one. When I'm talking to my friends, when I'm looking at what's happening in our world, I cannot be by myself. And so I find myself for the past few months, me getting in front of the camera again and pressing record again has been something that has been, oh my God, just tugging away at my heartstrings. And I truly believe that I am to be vulnerable and transparent, to show my creative journey and the things that I am doing and incorporating in my life to help me deal with disappointment. Now, I am not trying to convert anybody. I am a Christian, and when I find myself in places of confusion or when I find myself feeling lost and needing to make sense of things, I tend to look to ancient scriptures. I tend to look to literature, which is the Bible, that will help me make sense of what's going on. Now, one of the passages of scriptures that I landed on that just kind of stuck out to me is Proverbs 13:12. Proverbs 13:12 says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick." So I've been walking around here with a sick heart, and maybe, just maybe, some of you are as well. And when you're sick in your body, and when your heart is sick, you can't be creative. You cannot do the very thing that God has purposed you for and planned for you to do. So how do we handle disappointments? Let's dive in. So I got my notes with me, and these are 4 things that I am learning to do and have been doing, which is helping me kind of feel my way out of the dark place. This is nothing scientific. It is just something that I'm doing. And if it can help you, I just want to present to you 4 different things that's helping me manage and handle disappointment so that I can make my heart live again. Because again, like Proverbs 13:12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And so I've been walking around with a sick heart, and I want to be better. And these are the things that I have been doing that has helped to heal the heartstrings. Number 1 is confession and community. Talk about where you are, what's really happening in your heart, and even how you got there with a trusted community or trusted individuals. Bringing light to dark places illuminates the situation. And something happens, something magical happens when you bring light to dark places in your life. It's beneficial to confess and to talk to people who you can trust about what's really happening in your heart, in your mind, so that they can hold you accountable. Number 2 is operate and function. Keep moving. Keep doing what you were created to do. I know for me, not functioning in areas of purpose, not functioning in creativity, not being creative was contributing to my heart being sick. Get yourself up and keep operating, keep functioning despite what you feel. And the more that you do it, the more that you confess and find community, and the more that you operate, the more you'll feel yourself coming alive again. Third way to handle and deal with disappointment that I am working on is to remember your dream. Remember it. It came from somewhere and you were inspired by something. Remember your dream. God doesn't waste anything. No matter what you've gone through, no matter what you've endured, no matter the pain, no matter what has happened or transpired, sometimes you have to sit down and remember your dream. Remember it, because it will inspire you and encourage you again. And when you find yourself in a dark place, remember again the dream that God has given you. Again and again, no matter how many times, remember what your dream is. This YouTube thing and content creation is my dream. And so I pressed record because I remembered my dream. And lastly, sometimes when nobody else will, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. The person that comes to mind is another biblical person, and that's David. The Bible said that David had to encourage himself. He was overlooked. He was never invited to the party. He was never chosen, but God chose him. And whether you believe so or not, God chooses everybody because he made you, and he uses what he builds. Remember that. What God builds, he intends to use. So he intends to use everything that he's placed on the inside of you. Remember your dream. Remember that if God gave it to you, then you are to use it, and he's given you the capacity and the capability and the skills to do it. These are the things that have been kind of helping me climb my way out of this dark place. And there is hope on the other side. I'm starting to feel like myself again. I'm starting to feel excited again. I'm starting to feel hope arise again. I hope that this content has encouraged you. It is truly my heart's desire is to connect with people who have been feeling and going through the same thing, because there's work that needs to be done. Like, there's so many things that I'm working on. There's things that I'm excited that I will announce soon that I'm working on. There is a new job that I stepped into. There's new roles that I stepped into. So there is things happening that is bringing joy back to my life and joy back to just my heart. And what I'm shoring myself up in, though, regardless of anything, is that I need to know my own worth and my own value. So that's another thing. Like, you cannot depend on people to tell you that you are good. You can't depend on people to tell you that you are great. You have to know it. And then also, my last point, stop waiting for people to choose you. Stop waiting for people to choose you. And choose yourself, because there are downloads, there are things that you know that you're supposed to be doing, but you're still waiting for permission. You're still waiting for whoever that person is. I don't know if you have an image in your mind. Stop waiting. Do it. If you're listening to me, do it. And I'm going to end it there. So until next time, I hope and I pray to see you soon. Peace.